What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing a beer from the Silver Bluff Brewing Company, and they are out of Brunswick, Georgia, and this is their Wake Up Coffee Amber. So this is a Belgian-style Dubbel or a double ale that is brewed with coffee beans. It comes in at 7.7% alcohol by volume, 15 IBUs at the time of review. And this can is just under 4.5 months old. I'm gonna give a huge thanks, shout out once again to a very good friend of mine and a viewer of the channel, Wes, for this beer. So big thanks to him. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies he sent my way, and he sent me 9 beers in total, 8 of which were unique, and they're all from the state of Georgia. And this is the first time that not only I've heard of Silver Bluff, but I'm having a beer from them. So really excited about this one because Belgian-style Dubbel ales, you don't see a lot of them brewed with coffee beans. You don't see a lot of them in general when it comes to American breweries. So pretty cool. And on the side of the label here, it says a Belgian-style Dubbel brewed with coffee beans from Wake Up Coffee Company on St. Simon's Island, Georgia. And amber ale on it. They have notes, and we're not going to read that. But yeah, so it's kind of a local coffee company using their beans. And I think on Instagram or on tap said that they're using like an Ethiopian coffee bean. I forgot the exact variety, but it's definitely an Ethiopian coffee bean. So anyway, we're gonna pour it into the glass here and see what we got going on. So yeah, pretty excited about this one. A little bit older, 4.5, just under 4.5 months old, but I'm hoping that everything's good here. So I'll pour the vast majority, but not all of it in. I don't think I've had a Belgian Dubbel with coffee before. Maybe once. I've had Belgian beers before with coffee, but I don't think it was a Dubbel. So anyway, that's beautiful. Amber, sure, has like this nice kind of burnt orange, darker orange, a little reddish hue, but you could say amber, but maybe not as dark as when you think about amber. But anyway, has just over a finger of this, we'll say like toffee colored head. It looks beautiful, very tightly compacted bubbles. Looks nice. Hold it up to the light. There is some clarity. You might be able to make the shadow of my hand out, but definitely won't be able to see my hand exactly through there, just the shadow. But yeah, it has a good clarity to it. A little bit of like haze. For the most part, though, it has a good clarity. But yeah, it looks really nice. Let's get a nose. Coffee is still there, vibrant, not like green pepper or anything. It hasn't went sideways. Yeah, it has like kind of like a medium roast, like nice fresh coffee nose. But underneath that, it's bready, kind of like a brown bread. There's nice fruity notes to this one, like raisin, plum, cherry. Really nice. Then it has maybe a touch of like a banana. There's orange in here, a little citrus. And then the phenolic yeast characteristics it has like this pronounced like coriander, I would say more so than anything. Maybe a little bit of like a peppery tone. Very malt driven. And then you have the coffee on top of that. Maybe a slight toasted kind of malt quality, like a toasted brown bread. It smells fucking hot. This smells like, listen, and I've said this before, I like darker Belgian beers, but when I say that, I'm talking about like quads, Belgian strong darks. Dubbels can go many different ways for me. For the most part, I enjoy them. Sometimes I'm not a huge fan, but this smells awesome, especially with the addition of coffee. It almost has it's a little bit of like a slight, like a chocolatey tone. Almost like a chocolate covered espresso bean. Maybe a little bit of vanilla. This is so complex. Holy shit. I forgot it's almost 8%. 7.7 doesn't smell like it. This smells surprisingly fucking. And I say that because I don't know anything about this brewery. And it's a coffee, a Belgian Dubbel with coffee. Like, yeah, I don't know what to expect out of this one, but I'll tell you what, the fucking nose is immaculate. Thanks again, Wes. Cheers, everyone. I could crush a ton of those. Like a ton of those. I really like this. There's a lot of stuff happening on the palate right now. Like it's still going. Like after I took that sip and I swallowed it and I'm sitting here, there's still like layers of flavor left on the palate that are different than when I first started to take the sip. By this, I'd say medium body, 7.7, maybe a bit thin, but I think it helps the drinkability. I think that's kind of, I notice I say that a lot during reviews, but I think that's kind of where I am with the vast majority of beer styles. Unless it's like some super rich, decadent, imperial stout that's 15%. I kind of want beers to be a little bit lighter body, not super light or anything, but just let's say instead of lower side of full, give me higher side of medium, just a little bit, because I feel like it makes it less of a, for lack of a better word, chore to drink. If this was like higher side of medium and a low full, I'd be fine with it. However, I think that medium kind of body really helps me want to take more sips, but also just on the palate, it just works better. I don't know. I didn't do a great job describing that, but it's the fucking Beer Patrol. We don't do anything well here. The mouthfeel, it's moderately carbonated. Has a smooth, slightly creamy sensation. That's one thing I like about Belgian beers. A lot of the styles, they do typically have a moderate carbonation at the very least, the vast majority of them, but they still have that smooth, creamy sensation on the palate, so you get the best of both worlds. That kind of is happening here. Not amazing or spectacular body mouthfeel, but still really nice. The taste, man, it's very complex. Forefront, toasted brown bread, 100%. Dies underneath the palate, omnipresent, but it's always the underlying characteristic. The other characteristics, the other notes are the ones that kind of are more vibrant, intense, and noticeable, where that underlying toasted bread quality is kind of there, but never steps in the way, never is the predominant note. The coffee is very noticeable at the forefront. Hits me, again, it's another characteristic, omnipresent, but it kind of rides over top where the brown bread's underneath the palate. The coffee beans are like kind of a blanket. I then at the front of the palate get a little bit of that chocolate, so I'm getting like that chocolate covered espresso bean, very slight. Then I get citrus. I get this beautiful kind of like orange marmalade-y kind of flavor. Then there's the darker fruits. I would say plum, raisin. There's also like a nondescript like red berry. I couldn't specify, but it has like a little bit of like a sweeter red berry or even like a sweeter cherry. Then halfway through the palate, I get a touch of banana from the yeast, the yeast esters, and then the phenolic yeast characteristic is more of a, I'd say more of like a peppery kind of coriander. And that's what it kind of finishes with, a little bit earthy. This finish is full on dry, very dry. Not a lot of bitterness from this one. I would say mildly bitter at best, but it does have a full on dryness. So it really helped because the forefront's a lot of sweetness. Outside of the coffee, like everything else is sweet, malty, rich goodness. But there's that firm dryness on the back of the palate along with that like peppery kind of coriander vibe really mellows everything out and kind of, I would say it intertwines with that malt and kind of balances out. Still leans malty, 60-40, I'd say malty. Sweet to dry because of the malt character, but as a whole, I think it's really nice. I just like that the coffee is noticeable but not over the top, and that I can actually taste like the base malt. This is really well done. As you can see, I'm tearing this up, 7.7%. There's no warming in my chest. There's nothing. Like I said, the lighter body would make me think like 6.5–7% for this one. So it hides the alcohol quite well. And when we talk about price and availability, especially the price, yeah, I would definitely buy this one if it was local. So Silver Bluff, yeah, they just, there's a lot of breweries that I'll try for the first time, never heard about them. And Wes had a couple in this beer mail. And yeah, this is a great first impression. Like, I'm at a loss for words, which is very rare on my channel because I'd never shut the fuck up. But this is really good. Is it mind-blowing? No, it's not. But for a brewery I've never heard about, throw out a Belgian-style Dubbel ale with coffee beans and to be fucking pretty good. I'm happy about that. So Silver Bluff's Wake Up Coffee Amber, we give this a low 4.25 and go 4.2. This is really nice. I didn't even realize it. On the back here it says the malt, pale ale, pilsner, wheat, and caramel. But they don't list anything out. They just they say style and then malt. They don't list the hops or what yeast they're using or anything like that. But yeah, 4.2 out of 5. This is fucking really good. Holy shit. Wes is doing great with this box. Like, I know Wes drinks good beer, so I shouldn't be surprised. But like, you get something like this in the box, you're like, oh, we'll see how that is. It sounds interesting. And a lot of times when people say it sounds interesting, they mean maybe it's not that great, or maybe it's kind of different for what they drink. This is not only interesting, but really tasty. So if you're anywhere around Brunswick, Georgia, you can get your hand on Silver Bluff stuff. Try them out, especially this beer. I don't know. We'll go into price point availability. I want to say that this is price point wise. I think Wes, you can correct me why. I think he said it was $11 a six pack. Less than $2 a can for a 7.7% Belgian-style Dubbel with fucking coffee. Yes, that is a fantastic deal. Availability, I have no idea. It's Silver Bluff. I have no idea. They're in Brunswick, Georgia. I probably couldn't pick that out on. I definitely couldn't pick that out on a map. But if you're in Georgia and you can get your hands on their stuff, try them out. Maybe go to their website. Maybe they have a beer finder. I want to see more Belgian styles, darker Belgian styles with coffee after having this one, because it just works so well in here. It's almost like drinking a cup of coffee with like a slice of toasted brown bread with like orange marmalade, or like a mixed fruit marmalade on it. Like, that's kind of where it lands for me. Oh, the tasting notes, what they say? An amber ale with notes of raspberry. I said mixed berry and fig. Did I say fig? Nah, I'm more in like that raisin kind of date realm, and a smooth malty sweet finish. See, I don't think the finish is all that sweet. It's pretty dry. I think it's sweet up front for me, but it really dries out on the back of the palate for me. But regardless, it's fucking really good. So huge thanks to Wes for this one. If you've had this beer before, anything from Silver Bluff, please post in the comment section. Let me know what you think about it. I'm going to go drink the rest of this and enjoy every second. So once again, thanks to Wes. Be on the lookout for a couple more reviews I have from him going forward. Really great box so far, Wes. I've thoroughly enjoyed everything, but I've loved, kind of the other like weird beers like this you just throw in and we're like, hey, this is something unique. What do you think about it? Because I think it's fucking really good. So anyway, appreciate it. To the next one. Cheers.